Okay, let's talk about sleeping bags and pads. And I'm going to give you my professional experience of 60 years old and all the camping I've done over the years to help you decide. Let's say I lived in Minnesota, Pennsylvania, northern Canada, and I lived up in that neck of the woods, okay? I would be looking directly at the Thermarest sleeping bag, Polar Ranger, minus 20 Fahrenheit, minus 30 Celsius, $700. A lot of technology in this bag, okay? First, we have what's called as a snorkel. That comes off your face and it's up in the air. You cannot breathe under a quilt or under your sleeping bag because it'll create moisture and condensation, is what it'll do. You'll freeze and die. The snorkel idea is basically as you're exhaling, the heat is still staying around your face, so it's keeping your face warm even during these cold temperatures. The two blue things that are going down the side here, okay, allow you to unzip those and bring your arms out. So it's like wearing a winter coat while you're trying to cook something if you want. A lot of technology goes into this, and basically it packs down very small, but it also attaches to your pad so your pad doesn't slide off. But underneath a proper sleeping mummy bag, there is no down whatsoever. There's no insulation. The insulation comes from the pad. It's a two-part system. And they learned that when you started putting down or started putting pad underneath you and you laid on it and squashed it, it lost all its properties. It really wasn't keeping anybody warm. You were just hauling this weight for nothing. So then they started removing it, and now the heat comes from the pad, is what's happening. Now, if you don't need a super cold mummy bag, you're not in Alaska, you're not in northern Canada type of thing, then you would end up going with this bag. And this bag is in my cart. This is going to be bought before this winter. I do have quilts. Understand, quilts are not as warm as a mummy bag. Okay, you'll notice this one doesn't have a snorkel. Snorkel's not needed because we're not going as cold. It only goes down to 0 Fahrenheit or minus 18 Celsius. Okay? There's the measurements, to tell you if it's going to fit you or not. Also goes down to the size of a water bottle. And I like the straps are a little wider that connect the pad. And also, it just really has a nice fit from what I can tell. Now notice it says these removable straps. You can remove those straps if you don't want to use them. I'm going to use them. I'm going to put the pad under them and use them because, I slide all over the place is what I do, is when I put them on. So I'm definitely going to buy the Thermarest 0 Fahrenheit, minus 18 Celsius, lightweight down mummy bag from Thermarest. This is definitely coming in. This is the company Exped. Now, wintertime, everything revolves around your pad. Okay? If it doesn't get super cold, like this is minus degree bag, not bag, this is minus degree pad, and I already have this one, as you can see. It's what I use, and I always make sure I get the wide. Look at the price. It's amazing. $155. Now, I don't know what the bad reviews are. I don't even look. These pads are amazing. They're a little bit heavier than, say, other companies, but the material is much thicker, so they take more of a beating. And inside this pad is down feathers. When you lay on this pad, it literally starts generating heat before you put anything over you. It's making heat right away. It'll surprise you. Most people within the United States really only need this pad. But if it gets cold where you are, then you probably want to get something like the 8R. Now, the 8R will get you down to minus 40. But you don't want to buy that from Amazon. Okay? You want to buy that from Exped themselves. Go to expedulsa.com and search for pads, and this is the pad you want to buy, you're good for -40 below. If you're looking for Canada, Minnesota, that's the pad you want. Look at the deal, $125. You can't beat that. You will never find a winter pad that cheap anywhere. My son actually runs the R8 pad. He loves it. He's got an R8 pad, but his sleeping bag, I believe he has a -20 or a -32 Fahrenheit, like a 0 Celsius bag, is what he's got. He seems to get hotter on top than he does on the bottom. So he likes to generate the heat from the bottom with the R8, but then have less insulation on top because he gets hot on top. It's weird, but everybody's different. So that's the thing. But if you're cold, you're up in Pennsylvania, Minnesota, you're up there in that neck of the woods, get the 8R. And like I said, you can get it for $125 right now from going to expedUSA.com, which is awesome. But let me show you something, okay? Let me show you this. Okay? This is made by Kuiu. You can see by the logo they put on their bag. And they're known as a high-end hunting company. I have a lot of their clothes. I've done reviews on them. Some of their shit's okay, some of their shit's not. Like their hat I bought doesn't even fit my head properly. And I did that on purpose so other people don't waste their money. But the sleeping bags on Kuiu, they're garbage. The tents on Kuiu are garbage. And if nobody says it, they're not going to change. $750 for a 0-degree bag. That is crazy how much money that is. There is no technology in this bag at all. People are buying it because they like the color. They put down in the bottom of the bag, which I said earlier, if you sleep on top of that, then you've killed the down, there's no warmth. Their zippers snag. The bag is known to be too tight. They actually sell another thing that costs $100 with 2 zippers on the side that attaches to this bag to make it wider. And the guys are falling for it. You know, not every company makes everything the best. Because one company makes a good sleeping bag doesn't mean they make a good pillow. And Kuiu is no different. They make shit bags, shit tents. I mean, it doesn't have any technology whatsoever. It doesn't have nothing. It's extremely heavy. So look at that. $750 for a 0-degree bag. But we go buy the bag I'm buying, which is a 0-degree bag, which is made with technology where the zipper doesn't snag, where there's no down in the bottom, so it's made lighter, where it works directly to the pad. It holds the pad. I mean, we're talking $439. Or if you're long, $450. Way cheaper than Kuiu. And their shit's not even made right. So keep that in mind. Don't look at color. Never look at color when you're looking at a sleeping bag. A mummy bag keeps you warmer than a quilt. This has all been proven over the years. Okay, you're looking at how the bag's made. Can I use the zippers? Can I climb in easy? And you have to have some room below at the bottom. You know, if you're going to pick up a regular and it's tight, you want the long. Now, the reason for that is because water filters, if they freeze, they crack. Water bottles with water in them, they freeze, they crack. I mean, when it comes to wintertime, electronics, cameras, a lot of shit is going in the bottom of that bag. And the whole idea is to keep it warm and keep it from freezing. I got 2 water bottles that go in the bottom of the bag. I got camera equipment that goes in the bottom of the bag. My water filter goes in the bottom of the bag, which goes into a Ziploc bag. Batteries, my phone, a lot of things goes in the bottom of that bag. And that's just the way it is. So make sure you have enough room. This bag, I'm definitely buying. And it'll be coming in shortly. But Kuiu, garbage. Stay away from it. I can't emphasize that enough. $750. This bag is 10-year-old technology. I mean, this bag shouldn't be any more than $200 tops. So I don't know what they're trying to pull here, but obviously anybody that's buying it is a bunch of suckers. That's for sure. But if anything, if you're going to buy the Exped, and I hope I'm not getting too confusing, expedusa.com, If you're going to go with the 8, go get it now before they sell out and get the wide. $125. You can't go wrong for that. If you're going to buy a 7R, okay, $220 off the expedusa.com site. So that's $220. But if you buy it on Amazon, it's $155. That's quite a bit of savings. So if you're going to buy a 7R, buy it off Amazon, which I'll have an affiliate link. Or if you're going to buy the 8R, do not buy it on Amazon, buy it on expedusa.com and buy it from there. And if anything, out of this whole video, go buy the pad and put it on the shelf, because you'll say you'll be so glad you did. And then look at how you're going to buy your sleeping bag from there. The only other sleeping bags that are better than what I'm showing you here, okay? The only sleeping bags that are better than a Thermarest are Expedition sleeping bags. Those are Alaska bags. I mean, literally, you're talking $2,500 for a bag. They're just amazing. Super, super duper cold. But most people don't need that. So, you figure $450, $125. What do you have? $500-600, and you got a sleeping bag and a pad, and you're done. You can literally throw, tarp over you, especially if it's wintertime, and be completely warm with those 2 items. But if anything, if you walk away from anything with my video, go get the pad. Go get the 7R or get the 8R compared where you live. Buy the 8R on the website. Buy the 7R on Amazon, because it's way cheaper. I'll put the general information in the description so it makes it less confusing. But now's the time to be thinking about a pad and a sleeping bag, because everybody's running things on sale because it's just starting to get around the camping season, right? I'll catch you guys on the next one.